name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make a spatchcock turkey on the pit barrel cooker. Now, if you own a pit barrel cooker, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Now, I've done a turkey before in my pit barrel cooker with a hanger you can buy, and that came out good. The only drawback was the bottom side of the turkey that was hanging down towards the coals got a little crispy, and it was very hard to maintain proper temperatures, you know, because you're trying to make sure the breast meat is cooked all the way through and the dark meat. And usually what happens is breast meat gets all dried out. So to kind of deal with that issue, I'm going to spatchcock this, which is when you cut the turkey and remove the backbone and lay it flat, and this is going to provide us a more even cooking temperatures throughout the bird. I got some simple seasonings here: sage, thyme, rosemary, some butter, some kosher salt. It's going to be absolutely delicious. So stick around. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Okay, so I have the turkey out of the bag. I've obviously removed the bags with the giblets and everything else. I'm going to pull out this little plastic thermometer thing, because those aren't very accurate anyway. Okay, so this is the part that takes a little bit of time to do it right. You can see here, I'm going to have to trim this up pretty good. There's the back spine of the bird coming right through here, and it's real easy to see. I'm going to spin this around. And you just want to get a good pair of kitchen shears. I guess you could use a very sharp knife, but I think these have a little bit better control. And you're just going to cut along the side and cut that backbone out completely. So just take your time. This, you know, there's no rush. You can just nice and slowly cut. It does make some interesting crunching sounds, but other than that, just take your time, nice and slow. Cut through one side. Now we're going to repeat the process here. And like I said, just take your time. There's that backbone. Now you can save that for stock if you want. The next thing we want to do before we lay this flat is right here in the breastplate, there's a little bone. You want to take a sharp knife. It's kind of right in the center. And just kind of give it a little bit of cut. This is going to help facilitate us flattening it out. Now let me roll it over. You just want to use some pressure here. There you go. And lay it out flat here. So I'm going to flip it over now, and I'm going to clean up the back end of it. And then we're going to season it. Alright, so I've cleaned it up a little bit. I've just taken some paper towels and kind of dabbing it dry. It doesn't need to be completely dry, but just try to get that excess moisture. Now I'm just using regular old kosher salt, okay, which is what I recommend. We're going to dry brine this. So I'm going to start on the inside of the bird and just sprinkle a good amount of kosher salt in all the exposed pieces here. This is going to soak into the meat, penetrate it, and help it retain some of the moisture. I'm going to take the wings, I'm going to kind of tuck them underneath so they're kind of out of the way. I'm going to kind of rotate these legs and thighs like so. And as this sits in the fridge overnight, it's going to cause this skin to kind of tighten up, and that's going to guarantee it's going to be nice and crispy. Alright, so the last thing you want to do is you want to lay it flat, and you want to keep it on some kind of rack with a pan underneath, because it is going to drip. It's still got some liquid in there, and as it sits for the next what time is it now? It's 2 o'clock. I'm going to put this on probably around noon, so it's going to be in the fridge for around 22 hours, and that skin's going to tighten with the salt, and it's going to release some more liquid. So make sure you put it on a tray like this, and that's pretty much it. There it is. I'm going to go throw this in the fridge, and then I'll meet up with you guys tomorrow. You're going to notice it's going to look considerably different than it does right now. So I'll throw this in the fridge. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, welcome back. It's the next day. Now I'm going to make a couple different things here. I'm going to make a dry seasoning that I'm going to put on the outside of the turkey. I got some fresh seasonings with some butter, which I'm going to put under the skin. And then I'm also going to make an injection, which we'll do later. But anyway, I have some rosemary, some sage, and some thyme, both the powdered version and the fresh version, okay? So what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna put together a mixture that we're gonna put on the outside of the bird. Now typically I don't use the fresh herbs to put on the outside of the bird because it tends to burn. That's why I prefer the powder. So I have 1 tablespoon of each. So I have the rosemary here. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of sage, 1 tablespoon of the thyme, and a half a tablespoon of ground black pepper. And this is going to be my dry rub that I'm going to put on the outside of the turkey. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys how I do this. You obviously can use whatever your favorite rub is, if you have a barbecue rub. But this is going to be the rub that's going to go on the outside of the turkey. Okay. Now, I got a half a stick of butter. I put it in a bowl here. I just microwaved for around 10 seconds. I don't want it completely melted. And then to that, I basically took around a tablespoon each. I'm not going to do all of it. I'm going to probably do maybe a half a tablespoon of each of these fresh ingredients here. Rosemary, thyme, and sage. I'm going to save a little bit like so. And then you just mix this together, this butter mixture. And this is what we're going to try to rub under the skin. Like so. Okay, so I got the dry rub for the turkey right here. This is what we're going to put under the skin with the fresh herbs and butter. And then next, let me get the butter and the other ingredients for the injection that we're actually going to inject into the turkey. Be back. Okay, now I'm going to show you about the injection, which is basically going to be a butter injection to keep that meat moist. I got a little jar here with 1 stick of butter. I'm going to stick that in the microwave, so I'm going to melt that down. And in here I have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder and 1 tablespoon of onion powder, okay? And then I'm just using a cheap syringe. You can buy these in the store. They also have, you know, the ready-made marinades you can buy as well, but this is just as easy. So let me go throw this in the microwave. We'll be back in a second. Okay, around 25 seconds in the microwave. Take a long spoon, just stir it up real well. And now we're going to add, like I said, the 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder. And we're going to mix this very well, try to dissolve all that powder. And this is going to be our marinade that we're going to inject. So we got a lot of things going here. Just to recap, we have the dry seasoning we're going to put on the outside of the bird. We have the injection we're going to inject into the bird. And we got some butter and fresh herbs that we're going to put under the skin of the bird, okay? Let me go grab the bird and we'll be back in a second to apply these and get it on the pit barrel. All right, so here's the turkey. It's been sitting around 22 hours in the fridge. You can see the skin has changed a little bit of color and it's tightened up a little bit. That's how we want it to look. Okay, so here it is out of the fridge. You can see definitely is some liquid underneath there, but you definitely want that rack so the air can circulate. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn this over. We're going to apply some seasoning to the back side here. Just sprinkle it on there. I'm not putting any salt on it because we already put plenty of salt using that brine. So these are just going to be some fresh seasonings to give the turkey a nice, delicious flavor. Turkey is kind of bland. You need to put some of these seasonings. Rosemary, thyme, and sage are the good ones. Okay. And now we're going to apply the seasonings on the top side of the turkey. That looks good. Next, we're going to try to apply this butter herb mixture under the skin. Now this should be relatively easy because the skin has kind of separated a little bit from the brining process. But just kind of starting at the neck area, very slowly work your fingers in, like so, and kind of try to separate that skin. You know, you don't want to tear the skin, but you want to kind of separate a little bit so we can get some of those spices in there. Okay, and now I'm just going to take some of this mixture. I'm going to scoop it in there. And then use your fingers. Wear some gloves. We're just going to smear that around underneath the skin, like so. Oh yeah. Turn it this way so you guys can see. Okay. Like so. So I'll continue to do this. We'll be back in a second. Okay, so I have some of that garlic butter mixture. I put it in a little old spice container here. I got my inexpensive injector. And if you can, it would be better to not inject this through the skin. So I'm gonna go on the bottom side of the breast here, and I'm gonna try to, whoops. I'm gonna stick it in there, one hole, all the way. You're gonna squeeze a little bit, and then pull out a little bit, and then try to rotate it in a different angle, so you're only making one hole. All right, we'll go on the other side here, and you just stick it in the breast, underneath the skin, and then as you squeeze, slowly start pulling out. You can see it kind of pump up there. And the breast is the most important part. I mean, obviously I'm going to do a little in the leg and the thighs, but the breast is what typically you can dry out. So, all right, so I'm going to continue to apply this marinade, butter marinade, into the turkey. Yeah, there you go. You can see it moving up. There you go. All right, and obviously some's gonna drip out. I'll do the legs, and then I'll meet you guys outside. We'll throw this on the pit. Okay, the last thing you want to do, I took the rest of that butter we put under the skin, because there's not too much of those herbs in there. I poured in the rest of that injection, and I added another half a stick of butter and put it in the microwave for around 25-30 seconds. This is what we're gonna brush the outside of the turkey with to crisp up the skin and get it golden brown. Okay, I just wanted to show you that last step. Meet you guys outside. Okay, I got a chimney starter full of coals that are lit. You can see I got some charcoal on the bottom, and I put a piece of cherry wood in each corner. 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. And the center is kind of cleared out except for a couple charcoals. And we're just going to try to pour this all in the center. And I'm not sure how long this is going to take. I'm guessing somewhere between at least probably 2 hours, maybe all the way up to 3. Maybe not, maybe less. It's only an 11-pound bird, and spatchcocking it definitely is going to make it cook a little faster than normal. So that's it. I'm not even going to put the rods in. I'm just going to put this lid on for a second while I go inside and grab the bird. Guys, it's been a couple minutes. Coals are looking good. And what I did is I went and put the turkey on the grate inside. A little bit easier to do than trying to do it. And it just barely fits in there. This is an 11-pound bird, so this might be the outer limits of what can fit. So I got one here, one gauge for my, just to keep monitor temperatures. I want it to be around 280 to 300 degrees. So we'll stick the temperature probe right there. And then the other probe here, I'm going to just try to go right down into the thick part of the breast here. Just like so. We'll put the lid on it. Whoops. And we'll look at our timer here. I already preset it here. We'll see what's going on. Let's first start the timer. Alright. So, I got the alarm to go off at 160. I guess it would help if I turned my other unit on so it could pick up. Okay. So, the turkey is reading 54 degrees. I got it set at 160. We really want to go to 165, but there'll be some carryover. And at 160, I'll start spot checking. And yeah, the pit is climbing. It's at 235. It's probably going to be hovering anywhere between 275 and 300, which is typically where I have it running. So that's it. We'll come back in a little bit, check it out from time to time. We'll come back in maybe around 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll start applying some butter to the outside of that skin. There we go, guys. See you in a little bit. All right, now that the turkey's on the barrel, it's time to have a beverage. This is a new one from El Segundo Brewing Company. Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA, 6.7% alcohol. So that's what I'm having. This is my son Kyle and my daughter Ava Grace. Say hi.
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 Ava Grace is trying something. This is from Kroger brand. It's a vitamin enhanced water beverage, mango melon.
Mango melon.
Yeah, sounds like a weird combination, but that's what Ava Grace is going to try. And then Kyle is going to have something he's never tried. This is looks like Wyatt Earp, because it's Earp's original sarsaparilla. It says, after a hard day of gunfighting, nothing beats a real sarsaparilla. So that's what Kyle's going to have. Okay.
Alrighty.
I'll open that up for you. Kyle, be careful
Check out
pouring it.
Ava's.
You're going to be able to do Ava's?
Is that what you're drinking?
And that's what I'm drinking. You guys looking forward to some turkey? We got mashed potatoes, we got stuffing, we're gonna have some green beans.
I'm looking forward for having pumpkin pie for dessert.
Pumpkin pie. We're gonna have macaroni, apple mac and cheese.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It is
Yeah, happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
All right. Now Steve Austin, I didn't know who Steve Austin was. Steve Austin to me was a fictional character on an old TV show called The $6 Million Man back in the 70s. And Lee Majors was the actor that played it. So I'm like, is that the same Steve Austin? So I did a Google search. I guess he's a famous wrestler. And I guess he has a TV show called The Broken Skull Obstacle Course or something, where I guess people compete. And I guess it's really hard. And I guess they call it Broken Skull because the chances of you breaking your skull in this obstacle course are pretty good. So here's to Steve Austin, whether it's Lee Majors playing Steve Austin as a $6 million man, or whether it's the wrestler Steve Austin, who I know nothing about.
Yeah.
All right, guys, cheers.
Oh.
Cheers to our viewers.
He watches the wrestler every night.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with wrestling. Thanks again for watching, guys.
Alright.
Smells good, a little hoppy. Oh, that's good. It's definitely got a little bit of a hops present, but it's got a nice fruit flavor to kind of balance it out. That was better than I expected, to be honest with you. Whenever it's got a celebrity name on it, I'm like, yeah, okay, but this is actually good. And this is made local here in Southern California, in El Segundo. It says it was designed for the working man and woman. Citra, Cascade, and Chinook hops to deliver big flavor and easy finish. Now stop reading and start enjoying this awesome beer. Cheers! All right, Ava Grace, what do you think?
Well, it doesn't have such a flavor. I'm just saying it's good. It's like watery juice, like you would with Crystal Light. But
Yeah,
this is like lesser than Crystal Light.
it's only got 10. It's only got 10 calories, so I figured
like
it. Can I have a sip? Let me try.
Just try. Tell them how you think of it.
It's like water with a little bit of that fruit aftertaste, so a little bit better than water. All right, Kyle. What's
Really caramely.
caramely?
It's good.
Okay. I don't know what the difference is between root beer and sarsaparilla. Do you?
No, but they're both good.
They're both good. So is this one of your favorites or no?
It's good.
It's good.
So it can't beat Virgil's.
His favorite of all time is Virgil's, right? Old-fashioned root beer. That is, I guess, the high level. And I really like this. All right, let's see. It's been 33 minutes. The pit barrel is at 285, and the turkey's at 103. So let me finish drinking this beer, and I'll meet you guys outside. We'll check out that turkey, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, cheers. One more time.
Again.
Cheers.
Hey, Kyle, get your drink.
Cheers to our viewers.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we're just at about 45 minutes. The pit barrel is 280, and the turkey is 114. I haven't been out here and opened it up or anything, so let's take a look. No, it's not looking that bad at all. Let's remove these rebarb so we can take a nicer look. I think I'm going to start brushing with butter. Okay, so I have some of that butter here with some herbs. It got kind of solid sitting on the kitchen counter, so I just kind of microwaved it for another 20 seconds or so. And I don't want to brush these herbs off, so I'm just going to kind of drizzle some of this butter on top. I didn't want to do it initially because I didn't want to burn it, but I think right now 45 minutes in. It's looking good, I have to say. You know, the pit barrel never disappoints. I've never tried one spatchcock like this one. Oh yeah, a little flare up. Let's get a little inside. Oh yeah, look at this. Alright. Looks like one of the pieces of wood just caught fire, so gotta be careful not to leave that lid open too long. Temperatures will climb, but that's okay. Alright, there we go. We'll let it do its thing. Get that lid on there, snuff out that fire, and I'm gonna go inside, finish my beer. We'll check on this in a little bit. Alright, we're at 1 hour and 22 minutes. This thing was hovering around 320 to 330 ever since I closed the lid last time when that piece of wood caught on fire, but now it's kicked back down. Now it's around 275, 280. But the temperature of the turkey is 151, so man, this thing's cooking fast. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Man, I like the color. Alright, well, we're going to just drizzle a little bit more butter on there. Hopefully I can do it without taking out the rebarb. Oh, it smells good. Oh. All right. Whoop. That butter seems to flare up the fire and create a little bit of smoke. All right, there we go. Woo. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, it's been 2 hours exactly. The timer just went off at 160. Woo. Let's verify here. See where we're at. I'll just go into the breast here from the inside. Yep. 164.2. That's definitely done. That's perfect. A little bit over. Let's see. 162. It's going to carry over. This is done. I'll meet you guys inside. All right, I had it on the cutting board here, covered for around 20 minutes. Let's take a look here. See what we're looking at. Oh my goodness. Oh, that skin is so nice and crispy. It smells good, nice smoky flavor. Okay, here's my wife Monica, my daughter Ava Grace. Tell us what we got going here.
Hey.
So, Daddy made a fresh baked French loaf. And then we have some fresh steamed green beans with Parmesan cheese on there. We have some delicious traditional herb stuffing. And we have some garlic and rosemary mashed potatoes. And then we have spiced apple mac and cheese. And then we have pumpkin pie. And the delicious turkey. Look at that spatchcock turkey.
Oh, that looks so good.
And it smells delightful.
I just love the smell of all these Thanksgiving dishes. Like in a mix.
We made the mac and cheese as a side so that Ava Grace could enjoy Thanksgiving dinner too.
Green beans, the stuffing.
Hello, I'm here with my whole family. My wife Monica, my son Kyle, my daughter
Hello.
Ava Grace. What are you going to try, Ava Grace?
I'm trying, I was trying the
Food.
Apple mac?
I'm trying apple mac and cheese with the apple pieces.
Okay.
And
Mashed potatoes with the gravy, and it's actually turkey flavored gravy.
oh, turkey gravy.
But I'm
Alright,
actually
let's
trying the
get
mac
this.
and cheese.
Okay.
So what's
So
the
I'll put
difference
yours
of these
here.
two?
Okay, Ava Grace?
This is dark meat, Kyle, over here.
Right, I'm
that I
going.
chopped up and I salted. And this is white meat.
It
So
smells
tell me
really
what
good.
you think.
This is good.
I'm just eating it all plain. You can do whatever you
Oh,
want
you
with
took
it.
my skin piece. All right. Oh, this looks so good.
Ready.
What do you think? Can you taste the smoke flavor?
What?
Oh
You can eat it.
Oh, okay.
Really
yeah, eat
good.
it, Eric. Guys, tell us what you think.
Wow.
That's really good. Just
Yeah.
smoke.
The dark meat has more flavor, but the white meat's good.
Yeah, that's you.
What do
That's
you
a
think?
good lesson to learn. The dark meat does have more flavor.
Little pieces in that chunk.
I agree.
Oh, because that's apples.
No,
and
not the apples.
It's
not
more
the apples.
juicy.
The white meat would be better
Things
for
that
a
are like
recipe, but the
confetti.
dark meat has more
Okay, that's
flavor.
on top of
Oh
the-
no, I tried not to get that. I
Damn.
tried not to get that.
That's a good lesson, Kyle. That's the dark meat does have more flavor, but it's a little more fatty. But
Is it good?
That's where all the flavor is.
What do you think of yours,
All right.
Ava Grace?
This is real apple.
It's,
I just
Thank
love
you.
it.
is it like, okay, so 0 is like, and 10 is like amazing. What is it?
100!
100!
As always, guys, I appreciate watching my video. If you like it, please hit the like button. I would love it if you would consider subscribing. And I'll leave a link above to my website, ericsmokingbbarbecue.com. Thanks for joining us.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeet.
Oh no.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye-bye.
So you like, huh? Oh, bye-bye.